Hello, Sag. This is your reading for the week of November 3rd, or when you hear it and it resonates. And it will be Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or a lot of Sag in your chart. Now, the image that I get with you is that you're stirring a pot of soup or chili or something in a big pot that's been boiling, and all of a sudden now you're sniffing it. And you know what it's like when you go to sniff something that's hot and steamy, and all of a sudden you feel it kind of burning your nostrils a little bit? That's that sense that, that's the feeling that I'm getting. Spirit would like you to please not stand over the pot and watch it boil and try to figure out everything that's in there. Let it cook. Okay? You can stir it from time to time for sure. You need to keep an eye on it. It's on the stove. There's heat. However, we don't want you looking over it so much that you burn yourself with it, because what happens when you burn your nostrils, then you can't smell. You don't know what's going on with the soup. You have to keep tasting it in order to know. You don't want to have to taste it right now. You just want to let it cook. The cards that come out with this is, the first one is, it's a new day. And that kind of goes along with me of whatever this situation is that this pot of soup represents. It's kind of like, don't keep such an over focus on it that you end up creating more problems for your own self, for your physicality. Okay? And I'm going to say, I didn't know I was going to say physicality, but for your own physical body, it's important that you give yourself a break, and that if you can start every day, what they're suggesting is that you start every day fresh. So this can actually start the night before. You can let go. You can say, okay, I'm cutting the energy for today. I'm letting it go. I'm starting tomorrow fresh, with new eyes, with new insights, with new positive energy. And I'm going to allow that. I'm going to allow myself to risk the fact that I can be successful in this venture, and also that by allowing myself moments of real, genuine pleasure and really aiming for pleasure, that's actually going to help me instead of hinder me. I don't have to be so vigilant over the pot, burning my nostrils in order to risk success. I can actually embrace the idea that even in the midst of having to watch this pot, I can find pleasure. I don't have to overwatch the pot. I can maybe, if we're going to take it from continue the analogy in just really concrete terms, leave the pot on the stove, put it on low, go watch a comedy that you like, go read a book that you enjoy, something that takes your mind and your energy away from that pot that's cooking on the stove. Now, the risk success card says, commit, engage fully in the idea that you're going to do whatever you need to do to start the day fresh with a new energy. And one of the best ways to do that is to just affirm and say, isn't it wonderful how everything's working out for me? That's Abraham Hicks. Isn't it wonderful? I love to watch how things always work out for me. And isn't it great that I'm starting a new day, and I can take a new attitude, and I can choose to find pleasure in my day. And that is going to help keep you from going into overwhelm, my dears, because overwhelm, it feels like it happens like that, but it builds up over time. So you're being told here, please. See, the thing of overwhelm, right? It's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. So when we really literally can choose to let go of the energy, consciously, deliberately state that we're letting go of the energy of the day, and that tomorrow gets to be different, I get to choose a new day tomorrow, then that is what can prevent overwhelm from happening, because you're not carrying the weight of one day to the next day. How do you do that, you ask? Well, I did too. And then they gave me the prayerfully card. Okay? So, hold on. I'm going to hold that up a little bit longer in case you want to take a screenshot of it. If it's clear. I don't know if it's clear. There we go. Prayerfully. You're being asked to embrace the prayerful energy, okay? This can mean actively praying or invoking the support of a divine presence, Alternatively, it can mean letting your mind and actions reflect an attitude of acceptance of, or at least the possibility of, a higher power which is there to guide you. It could be maintaining an awareness of something sacred or mystical and acting with the acceptance that it is present even in the most seemingly mundane activities. So the prayerful card for me, I like this one when you're talking about setting your energy, setting it up for the day. The prayerful thing for me, it's like, let's remember the sacred. Because when we remember the sacred, we also remember the sacred's cooking the soup too. Okay? The sacred has put stuff in that soup. I don't know what it is. Maybe you don't know all of it either. But there is something else going on here. And when we can remember that we are in this moment, remembering sacred energy, sacred energy is in everything. It's the stuff of life. So by doing that, what we do is we can think beyond the overwhelm. We can think beyond whatever the problem is. We can let go of having to make sure that we've got the soup just right. Okay? Do your very, very best to start your day, please, with clarifying what kind of day it is you want to have. All right? And there you go. Oh, well, this is perfect. The two cards that come out for you in that are past, present, future, and choose. Okay? Today, exercise your choice muscle. And so that is making you really concretely active in this. And one of the ways that you can pay attention to that is by looking at what percentage of your day you're spending in each of these states through thought, action, or conversation. Past memories, present events, or future possibilities. Where are you most inclined to experience sadness, anger, fear, excitement, hope, calm, inspiration? What can that reveal to you about how you're living life today? Well, my loves, it is a new day. So don't be living in the past and don't be worrying too much about the future. Look for pleasure in your moment. Choose how you want to be thinking. And remember that you can take a chance on risking success when you are leaning into a prayerful attitude, identifying the sacred in all things and all people involved in whatever you're going through. Okay, Sag? I hope that's helpful. Take care. Much love.